Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get cooking. Let them cook, boys. Let them cook. Vitor Tharsis, come on, come on. Give me something fun for Vitor Tharsis. I mean, not Tharsis, maybe Vitor, but even with Vitor, like, there's not that much here. Like, sure, Space Elevator works. You don't have any steel production, but you can start with steel. You can start with some titanium as well. Instead of Business Empire, $6 per turn. How do you not take the $6 per turn? I mean, come on. And then the mining rights. Honestly, I can just play the mining rights to get the steel. So, I don't know. 2 oxygen bumps is quite nice. Let's grab all this. All this. And I'm playing Vitor, so points are good. It makes me want to grab the Jovian, but I'm going to live and let die here. I'll grab the local shading, though. That probably pays off over time. And then, yeah, so we play this card to steal for 2 steel. It just breaks even, but that's how you get more events played for things later on in the game. I have $14. I need to get a steel income. So I need to play this. And a double steel spot is nice. Then we go in and we don't use all our steel. And we start selling a steel. Then we get some floater life. And then later on we have extractor balloons to help us with floater life. And then, I don't know, I think that puts us in a good position. If you just consider our steel income $5 per turn, because that's what it is. After you sell it, I don't know, to me this is pretty good. This is a little bit weaker. I can get that second Venus tag really, I mean, comparatively easy. I might even just play it now. It's such a slow accumulation for us, but like, I'm gonna get an income here, I'm gonna get an income from this Venus bump, and then I'm gonna get 2 income from playing this card. So I think that it's the right decision. I obviously want a card to enable the Venus more. Get those floaters. Let's set up the heat track so that's ready to go. Double ocean, don't mind. More Venus stuff. I mean, all of this is fine. I don't have a Venus tag, so I'm not going to worry about you. I don't have an energy, but apparently I've got one coming. The restricted area first, just in case. I might go for a card. Sell. Get. Space mirrors are cool, but they're not as cool as the deuterium. So deuterium it is. That's an income next round. And if we need more, we can go with the space mirrors. I don't have a Jovian, so I can't beam from a thorium asteroid. Not that I'd be super against it. Like, it's quite a bit of energy and heat, and I kind of need both. Just taking a Venus bump because I don't want to waste the heat. I don't really need more oxygen. Heat income would be nice. We really want to be playing cards with points on them, but that is that's hard to find right now. Buy a card, energy tapping. I mean, honestly, I might play energy tapping, but I'm unsure about it because I can get energy income every other turn. So it feels wasteful. It feels wrong. Especially with space mirrors, I could spend some money to get it as well. Yeah, I don't know. I might just black polar dust for the titanium and then use that titanium to get 2 card draw. Big asteroid, I don't mind. Industrial center, hard maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to play energy tapping, but it's not that bad. It's Gen 4 though, so let's do the audit. We're gonna just already assume that we're using the space elevator every turn, so that's 13 income plus 6 TR, right? So that's $19 already, plus the titanium income. And then sometimes we'll get this proc, you know, maybe once a generation, maybe once every 2 generations. But either way, we're above 20 in terms of raw economic power right now. That's a great spot to be. We also have like incoming energy and money over time, so that's a good thing. A little bit of card draw and a little bit of Venus infrastructure. So when it comes to terraforming the planet, 7 heat is pretty good in terms of having 5 overall between energy and heat. We don't have that much energy, but again, we have energy coming, and we have the Venus infrastructure to keep that pushing. We don't have something like Arctic algae or other things that would make our terraforming super strong, but we're on pace. We're kind of moderate and or above moderate when it comes to terraforming strength. Points-wise, I mean, we're actually pretty weak despite being Vitor, which should be strong, but I'll grab a couple of would-be points card. I might even grab SF Memorial and just try and make sure that we have some economic engine thing happening here. This is pretty expensive, but $9 with $3 rebate doesn't make me feel too bad. The fuel factory would have made me feel better if I could get it this gen. I can't. I don't need SF Memorial right now. Like, I don't need it this turn. I do want it. So I'm between the... I could play SF Memorial and the Lunar Beam. I mean, it's only $4 for a card, but... I mean, I could use steel if I get extra steel in the future. Lunar Beam is just so good for terraforming. We gotta have a look at that. And if I had $2 more, I could do the Fuel Factory. So let's consider I don't want these 2 cards. I might not even want Space Mirrors at this point. Do I want more titanium or plants? Probably titanium gets me a bigger bang for my buck. Okay. So I don't want to do Venus bumps or heat bumps right now. I have some oceans in hand, so I'll do a little oxygen just to keep this moving. Mass converter. I don't really have science tags, but I like it regardless. Micromill is pretty freaking cheap. Tardigrades at least gives me something to do with microbes. It also basically pays for itself because it has a point on it. So that's cool. A plantation isn't bad either. More energy income, a little bit more money income, a couple of heats. I could get a card draw for the industrial center as well. I am going to play the tardigrades for sure. Yeah, let's play SF Memorial. I mean, solar wind power is not bad. Let's get the industrial site for this card. Trees, that's pretty far out. So I can get $6 for a plant income, which is about to be unplayable in 2 bumps. I can get a steel income. I kind of like the steel income. It's early enough that a single steel income is pretty big. I can get this heat income, and I can get the extra energy income as well. I just feel like that puts us in a pretty good spot overall. A lot of metals coming in, a lot of heat coming in, soon to be some oceans. I'm going to get 1 more oxygen, but that's basically it. I should be good at this point. Do I really want a mine or nuclear power or anything like that? This is a lot of ground game, but they are cards I typically like to go after. They're just not actually terraforming that much. I think that we'd rather, like, just standard project a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Let's think. 8, 9, 10, 11. Like, this could be a heat bump worth of energy. The problem is that for every 3 heat that you get, you paid $2 plus the cost of the card, right? Like, that's not that good. I'm going to stay away from production. Ground 7, you know, doesn't feel that we should need it. There is a card I want to make sure I play, though. Archaea Bacteria, before I Did it? Yeah, it played. Okay. That was a weird... like, animation in a weird way. Heat bump, heat bump. Finally, it's time to get this card. Hydrogen to Venus. Yeah, I don't know about that, gang. Don't know about that, bro. Let's think. Couple oceans, I don't mind. A greenery just to get the card draw might even be not that bad. I don't know, like now that I'm here, I'm like, I guess this is kind of weak just because I don't have that much to do. So let's just do 2 heat bumps followed by 2 oceans and maximize like plants back and setting up a river to follow. We could even greenery here and then around. It just sucks because the double plants are in these zones and we're not the southern side of this Noctis area is not that hot, basically. I have a lot of heat coming in. I don't actually have that much Venus coming in unless I got more tags, but I think that means I push Venus. I've already taken a lot of help on the oxygen side. I still don't have a Venus tag for SolarNet, but it might be worth considering. Grab the science as well. I have 2 science tags so far. A 3rd in hand. So I still need 2. So give me a moment to play Plantation then. Let's see what that yields. Deimos down. I mean, at that point, the heat is pretty much guaranteed, right? Ooh, Mars University. That is nice. Let's make sure we do our clicks properly first. I can hold off on the on a couple different things here. But what do I not need? I don't need Space Mirrors anymore, especially if I do end up playing what I want to play. I don't mind Extremophiles whatsoever. Let's get this space tag. Security Fleet is the one I'm looking at next. Energy savings is not that much for us. Again, it's energy that I don't really need. Keep tardigrades going. Actually, I should have played Extremophiles on itself. Extremophiles pays out 3-to-1 versus tardigrades, which is the worst, which is only 1 point for every 4 microbes. Part of me thinks you just buy a Venus bump. Like $21, like... Maybe buy an ocean. Like... Yeah, I mean, I'll buy a Venus bump, I guess. It's just not that exciting. There's just not that much to do in terms of what cards are being offered to us. I'll take another Venus bump just to get this really moving. Yes, please. Wild Tag could help us. Oxygen bumping for our energy could help us. IO is not what I'm looking for. The Wild Tag is enough of a Jovian if we want some. So let's do this. 1, 2. We're not at trees yet, but we're closing in. Mass Converter, lovely. The Wild Tag gave us the Science Tag that we needed. Or Processor, I mean, at this point, it should be pretty much great, right? Arctic Algae is unplayable. Money Microbes are not really going to do that much. I guess we can enhance them, so they're okay. And another Science Tag really isn't needed. I guess I'll take the Windmill for the point. But yeah, let's start spending energy leaning into Oxgang territory here, unfortunately. Let's do a sulfur-eating bacteria, and that can put on itself, and then we'll just cash it out. Right now, it's going to be, with Extremophiles putting onto it, it's $6 per turn. So in the last gen, we're going to have, you know, whatever it is, 18 bucks to go and pull from. Not like a huge amount, but certainly worth the $6 investment and the $3 investment. It's going to double our capital. I go for more card draw. There's points on SolarNet, so gotta do what you gotta do. And now, like, for instance, Cupola City, right? Like, if we want to win, we need to get cities, probably. If I had played Deimos down, I probably could have afforded trees. You know, thermophiles just came up, and I can start putting extremophiles onto thermophiles. Like, we just got a lot from that card draw, so I don't know how that's exactly going to make us feel, but there's a lot of things to do here. Quantum Extractor I like. Another Jovian thing I don't care about. Quantum Extractor, that's a card cycle, card draw, all the good stuff. Am I going to play Cupola? I don't know. Am I going to play Windmills? It's basically free. I'm not going to play Breathing Filters. That's pure vanity. So if I want trees, I need to play Deimos. It just feels like overkill. I've got 2 productions left, right? Plus any, I mean, I'll just do this now. So I've got, like, 2 productions left, and I'm getting at least 2 bumps per turn, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, like, and I'm 6 heat towards the next one, you know? I'm so close to having heat sorted. But I wanted to get trees. Or at least I could play Cupola in a plant-centric area and start I can play trees. What am I can play trees because I did the oxygen bump. I'm insane. Okay, so I can play this. I am going to play Cupola because I do feel that we need some points coming in. Deimos down seems wrong to me. Like, that's not what we want to be spending our time on. I have a wild tag. That's the only tag I have to bump hydrogen to Venus and make it stronger. So I don't know. Let's power up thermophiles. I could have used thermophiles for $3 per turn by putting it on sulfur eating, but Venus bumps cost more than, like, if you were just to put it on itself, right? 1 time to load it, a 2nd time to load it, and a 3rd time to use it. That's $9 worth of microbes to get a $15 value Venus bump. So I feel fine there. I don't know that I'm going to play a bunch of Venus stuff, but I've got titanium. We will see. I'm going to just hold it on. Like, $1 extra of income is not that big a deal for me. Oh, I miscounted? I have the heat bumps I need, basically. This is going to be a good turn. All right, let's hit Venus. Let's symbiotic fungus. Let's tech demonstration. All of this is great. Seriously great. Like, honestly, we're very happy right now with how that just went. That's a Venus bump right away. Couple oceans going down. Lake Marineris. Greenery beside our city. What's not to love, right? Technology demonstration. If I'm not playing Deimos, I mean, look, I'm gonna get rid of Extreme Cold Fungus first, just because it's literally unplayable. But you know, I was thinking about it. Regolith Eaters, for instance, is an oxygen bump, but I should be fine with 4 plant income and then this click right here. Like, that should be good to go. Thermophiles, I actually cannot, I don't have to put on to thermophiles. I can put on sulfur-eating bacteria right now, and I'll tell you why. The reason I can is because I have Freya Biodomes. That'll load it up on the last gen for me to pop off. And if not, between Symbiotic Fungus and the other, I'm good. I'm losing money on Symbiotic Fungus, I'm realizing. But that's okay. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have bought it. I don't need Regolith Eaters. I shouldn't need Jetstream Microscraping. It is a Venus bump, but like, if you're only going to use this once, it's not a good deal. We can bump Venus here. We can bump Venus here, and that can go on to extractor balloons. So extractor balloons can set itself up for one more bump next gen. We have one Venus bump next gen there. We have a second Venus bump next gen from Freya Biodomes, giving us the microbes we need. We have at least an oxygen coming in. I mean, basically we're good. Basically we're good. I mean, the heat's pretty much done. We do need an ocean. I'm just trying to think, like, do I buy an aquifer here and then buy a greenery here and, like, just call that really good, you know? Get a couple bucks here as well and maybe put a city here in the future. I could have also put that here and try to get a city here and have those three overlap, but this one's already basically at 2. Yeah, I mean, that feels like we're fine, right? I am missing one heat. I am missing one heat after all for the last bump. Oh god. Of the heat. But I'm also missing one Venus bump. So I don't know what's more likely to happen. I think it's more likely that we get a heat bump somewhere. So I'm going to take a Venus bump for free. There's our last heat bump. We're good. A lot of options for heat bumps, options for herbivores, but no, nitrogen rich. I have 3 plant tags because of the wild. So that's basically perfect. Open city, love to see that. Last gen god tier card. All of our floater stuff is loaded up and ready to go. Our tardigrades is ready. Our Freya Biodomes, I'll just play that right now. I mean, I could have got Venusian animals. We saw the Venusian birds get thrown out in our initial draft, so we're not too worried. There's the Venus done. There's the oxygen done. Symbiotic fungus. Tardigrades is at its break point already. And then, yeah, now we have 8 microbes here. Love it. Love it. That's $24 that we ended up making there. Let's make sure we win the game by playing our nitrogen-rich asteroid. Let's make sure we score some decent points by buying the open city. I want to make sure we end up with 2 more plants than we have now. Many ways to do this. Buying at least 1 greenery seems like a good call. Could be another city as well. But a greenery here in this pocket is so nice. And then I can already get 2 more greeneries, basically. Could also buy a city here, because that'll end up being 3 greenery adjacencies. Feels pretty good, actually, because of the overlap, even though there isn't much there now. Because this looks nice, because you get the $6 back, but with $6 back, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing that matters. So we'll take the points, and we'll take the TR, and this is all nothing. So we have 1 plant away from a double, so make sure you place here first and then there second. And this is looking like we finally hit what we were looking for. It's not like an insane game, don't get me wrong, just over 100. 105 points, but it's a full terraform, it's 63 TR more, and it's over 100 points. We got the trifecta. What can I say? 3 out of 3. Would recommend, would terraform again. You'll see me next time, I'm sure. Ciao for now.